Repatriation of 400,000 Nigerians across 3 African countries raises concerns. My dear listeners, here is an serious issue going on as other African countries are repatriating 400,000 Nigerians. My dear listeners, from wherever you're listening from, going into the details now. Kindly please ensure you like, subscribe to this channel and share. The cloud is gathering and becoming darker by the day. Danger lurks around as hunger and starvation bite harder. Nigerians are running out of patience with the government, and if urgent steps are not taken by the government to not arrest the ugly trend, something disastrous might happen. That was how a Katsina-based educationist, Malam Sabiu Ibrahim, captured the current socio-economic realities in Nigeria. The recent disclosure by the federal government that over 400,000 Nigerian refugees currently reside in Chad, Niger and Cameroon is a sad reality of what Nigeria has become. The report has sparked outrage among Nigerians who have attributed the development to poor and ineffective leadership. The Federal Commissioner of the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, NCFRMI, Tijani Ahmed, made a disturbing disclosure in Abuja last week during a technical working group meeting. Ahmed explained that the meeting was summoned to ascertain what had been done earlier, what the committee intends to do, and to evaluate areas to seek government intervention. He added that the committee would explore areas to involve other key stakeholders like international partners. He said, "We are here to discuss the repatriation of Nigerians living in Cameroon and Chad, where we have a tripartite agreement signed by the government of Chad, Niger and the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR. Last week we were in Chad, where repatriation has taken place, and we are hoping that the repatriation will continue in Chad." We summoned the technical working group meeting, which is a subcommittee responsible for the repatriation of Nigerians back to the country to discuss ways and means that we will use to ensure that Nigerian refugees return to Nigeria. As it is today, we have no less than 400,000 refugees across the zones of Cameroon, Niger and Chad. 3,000 were returned last week Sunday through the effort of the governor of Borno State. And the technical working group wants to take off from there because the tripartite agreement has already been signed between Nigeria and Chad. We have reviewed the processes to consider what is required of us before the continuation of this repatriation. We will also resume the repatriation of those in Cameroon soon. So we hope that repatriation will come to stay in the next few weeks and we will continue the exercise. Speaking on the development, the deputy representative of the UNHCR in Nigeria, Benedict Muteshi, said the agency was committed to ensuring that the agreement signed by both countries were adhered to. She said, "We are learning greatly on the government responsible for leadership and ownership of the process. We are here to work along with both governments to ensure that the content of the tripartite agreement are followed and adhered to. Honestly, it is really about both governments taking leadership and ownership for their nationals in this particular exercise." However, to underscore the urgency of action required by those governments to end the ugly trend, a similar incident, if not worse, happened last year. In last year's incident, a video emerged on social media where about 40,000 Nigerians, according to the voice in that video, were being received in Niger Republic, where they had run to take refuge. Last year, the economy became so gloomy and dire, such that hunger was spreading agony and sorrow across many households in Nigeria. Food became a luxury and serious existential threat to millions of Nigerians. It got to a point where people took to the street in their thousands in states Niger, Kano, Oyo, Lagos, and Sokoto, among others, to protest that they called the high cost of essential food items, which prices had gone beyond the reach of ordinary men in the street. Starting from Niger to Kano, Sokoto, Lagos, Oyo, and Katsina states, among others, the masses sang the same song. They said they could no longer bear the pains of the government's economic policies, which had made life unbearable and hellish for them. My dear listeners, now we've come to the end of our today's news.